Hello and welcome to another booktube video. Almost said Vlogmas video, literally all I can think about is Vlogmas, blah, 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 blah. Welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all very, very well. Today's video, it's a book haul. I've got a selection of books that are been sent to me by the publisher, one that I've got myself, and then some that have been sent to me from my wish list, which has been lovely. Loads of you have just sent me wonderful books to say they're really looking forward to Vlogmas, and it's just been an absolute joy, so excitement. I will start with the non-Christmassy books, and then I guess we'll work up to the Christmassy books, because let's have a little break from the Christmassy content for a moment, because from next week, Christmas Central. So, first off, proofs. I have been sent Electra by Jennifer Saint, which is out in April 2022. This Jennifer Saint also wrote Ariadne, which I've got and I haven't read yet. I don't know if I have to have read both. I don't think they are. It's a retelling, isn't it? I don't know where Ariadne is. Maybe I don't have Ariadne. I don't know, maybe. In a world ruled, although probably ruined, by gods and heroes, the voices of strong women have been silenced until now. An ancient story of love and sisterhood reimagined from the best-selling author of Ariadne. And as I said, I don't know if I have to have read Ariadne first. I don't think I do. But it says here that this is the author, Jennifer, puts women at the front and centre of Greek mythology. So very, very excited about that. And as I said, that's out in April. Now, I got this from, sometimes from the publisher, they'll contact me and they'll say, would you be interested in this? I said, yes, please. And sometimes they don't, they just send things. Now, I wanted to unwrap this because I've been sent this in lovely wrapping, but when it arrived, the sticker that was on the front of the envelope was a sticker for Electra. So this might just be that they've made a bit of a mistake and sent me two of the same proof. It feels like there's something else in there as well, maybe a little gift, but also, this ribbon is lovely, mustard ribbon. I always reuse things like this if I ever get sent sort of press packages. And this, now look, I've painted my nails, which I've done this before, just as I'm about to film a video, I paint my nails. And it's just not ideal, particularly when I'm unwrapping things and I want it to be nice so I can reuse the wrapping paper. This is lovely wrapping paper as well. And I was trying to unwrap it on camera so that you're involved in every moment of it, but I've had to cut through it down here. Right, yeah, it is. So, I've also, oh, hello. We'll reuse that. Oh, two things. Oh, wow. So they sent me another copy of Electra, but also a bookmark in the shape of like a Grecian feather. And then this, which is literally a dream. It's a headband, like a Greek gold, what would you call that? Like a vine leaf headband. It's going straight on, whatever you call it. Do I keep it on for the rest of the video? No mirror to adjust this, so let's see. Oh, that's nice. I mean, sometimes you get like sweets and exciting things from publishers, but I've never had a gorgeous gold headband. Oh, look. I mean, it doesn't go with what I'm wearing. That is beautiful. It's staying on for the rest of the video. It doesn't go with what I'm wearing, but I hope you'll all forgive me. And then a lovely bookmark in the shape of a feather. Gorgeous, so yeah. Two copies of Electra. Do not fear. It will be given on to somebody else, my sister maybe. Right, and then other books from the publisher. I'm just going to be looking at that headband the whole time. I've also been sent Ghosted by Jen Ashworth. This is already out. I have read by Jen Ashworth Fell, which I really, really enjoyed. I've also got, I was looking at it for a while because I've got A Kind of Intimacy as well, which I haven't read yet. And this is on an ordinary morning, Laurie, her husband Mark disappears, leaving behind his phone and wallet. For weeks she tells no one, carrying on at her cleaning job at the nearby university, visiting her tricky, dementia-suffering father and holing up in her high-rise flat with a bottle of wine or two to hand. When she finally reports Mark as missing, the police are suspicious. Why did she take so long? Why wasn't she worried? Laurie's account of subsequent events raises even more questions. What makes her mistrust her father's carer? Why is she still fascinated by the long-ago murder of a local girl? Does she really sense a strange presence in the flat? It is only when she looks back on the ensuing wreckage, the friendships broken, the wild accusations, the one-night stand, that she begins to understand what lay behind it and see how she might repair the damage if it's not too late. So yeah, this sounds amazing. So it says here it's laced with dark humour, which I would gather from the blurb I've just been given there, and it draws a memorable portrait of a stubborn young woman as angry with herself as she is with everyone close to her. Yeah, it sounds bloody brilliant, doesn't it? So that as well. Then I've got this. I've been re-watching, here's the V word, Vlogmas, from last year to get sort of like, so I don't repeat too much of last year, although a lot of the repeating of it is very nice, isn't it? And during that Vlogmas, I spoke a lot about books that I was planning on reading between Christmas and New Year. I always see Christmas and New Year as very sort of like sacred time of like having some new bits that you've got for Christmas and quiet time, the tree's up and it's lovely and there's good shit on telly and there's leftover good food, and I like to do some nice reading and like really commit to sort of like a morning of just reading. And last year I was talking about like, what am I going to read in between those times? What am I going to read in between those times? Well, I think I might have picked what I'm planning on reading between those, like between Christmas and New Year this year. And that's a new book, which isn't out until January, the 20th of January, in fact, and that's the Christie Affair by Nina de Gramont. Now, this is a sort of fictional, what do you call it when like a fictional book is based slightly on the truth? So Agatha Christie went missing for, how many days was it? 11 days. And nobody really knows what happened during those 11 days, and this book here is about what happened during those 11 days. So Agatha Christie is in the real crime writer. This book is told from the woman who was having an affair with Agatha Christie's husband. So yeah, I'm very much excited about it, and it's got a blurb here from, it's got a quote on the back from Janice Hallett, who wrote The Appeal, which I really enjoyed and like read, like consumed it. So yeah. I think that might be what I'll be reading between Christmas and New Year. I like a bit of a sort of like crime thriller or something with a good engaging story. There we go. And then another book that's out next year, 5th of April. It's very exciting to get all these books that are out this next year. This is The Return of Faraz Ali by Amina Ahmed. This is out, I've said, 5th of April. It's got a lovely quote on the front from Camila Shamsi. There's a quote on the back. Let's have a look and see if we can find out what it is. So this is a debut. It's set in Pakistan during the anarchic late 60s. I thought I said anarchic wrong then, but I hadn't. It's a multi-layered tale of family, identity and the politics of power in a caste-ridden society. As riots erupt on the streets of Lahore, Inspector Faraz returns to his birthplace, the red light district on the ancient walled city where women still pass on the profession of courtesan to their daughters. Plucked from it as a small boy by his influential father, Faraz has kept his roots well hidden. Now his father has sent him back to cover up the murder of a young prostitute. It should be a simple task in a marginalised community, but Faraz finds himself unable to obey orders or to resist searching for the mother and sister he left behind. So yeah, that also sounds very, very good. And yeah, debut novel. Wonderful. Then I've got an essay collection. This is the last one that was sent to me from the publisher. Oh, there's another one, but it's a Christmas book. This is East Side Voices. This is another one I'd maybe thought about reading in between Christmas and New Year. And I was made aware of this. It's from Skepta. This is out on the 20th of January as well. But I was made aware of this because I've got a big, massive crush on Gemma Chan. And Gemma Chan is one of the East and Southeast Asian voices that is represented in one of the essays here. She writes an essay here, and it's about life in Britain as someone who is from the East and Southeast Asia. So I know not much more. The thing is with essay collections is that I always find that there's like really strong ones that I love and then ones that I love less. But there's a lot of people on here that I do not know, but there are people on here that I recognise the name of. So Gemma Chan being one of them, Katie Leung being another. You know, Cho Chang from Harry Potter films. Charlene Teo being another one. And there was another one. Oh, Rowan Hisayo Buchanan as well. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. And as I said, it's out in January. Then I bought for myself his... There's just no way I can make a video without mentioning Christmas or Vlogmas. Last year, actually a few times last year, I don't know if we've done it this year, David and I did something called Book versus Film, where David would sit and watch the film of a film adaptation of a book, and I would read the book during that time, and we'd stop the film like halfway through, talk about how we're getting on, what point we're on, blah 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 blah, and have a little comparison. And we did it for Christmas last year, and we did the Christmas Carol. I read the Christmas Carol, and David was going to watch Muppets Christmas Carol, but decided actually to watch the Jim Carrey one, and we thought we'd do it again this year. So we're going to do it with the book, which is Skipping Christmas by John Grisham, and David's going to watch the film Christmas with the Cranks, which is the book version of this book, Skipping Christmas. Now, I owned a copy of this, and I don't know where it is. I looked in my Christmas books, can't find it anywhere, so I've had to buy another one, although this has got a much nicer cover than the last one I owned. So yeah, I will be reading that. So that's a video that will be coming up, and need to get my hands on it. Although like 248 pages sounds like a lot, doesn't it, to read, like when there's a film going on, and I don't imagine the film will be much more than 2 hours, but the font is quite big, and I remember it being like, you could just sort of fly through it. So there we go. And then the last book sent to me by a publisher before we move on to wishlist books, and that is Squirrel, Snowman. This is Julia Donaldson and Axel Schaffer's book for this year. That is in the in this series. My niece has got all of these books from this series, and this is where that will be going. Fox's Socks, Rabbit Snap, Postman Bear, Hide and Seek Pig, Cat's Cookbook, and this is a Christmassy one. It's Snowman, and again, shouldn't have painted my nails for this, should I? Lots of lovely little snowy scenes. Look, little snowy outside that door. These are just so fun, aren't they? But when I try and read it to her though, she's not interested in the book, she just wants to get behind that door. They're going to make a snowman. So yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely. That's lovely and Christmassy. And then, as I said, you lovely, kind people have been sending me books from my wish list, saying how much they're looking forward to Vlogmas, which has just been so lovely. And all of those books that I've been receiving have been Christmas books, which has been a deep joy, because it means I get to read them over Christmas, and then you guys, if you've sent them to me, you'll probably get to see me read them over Christmas as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you if you are one of those people. I mentioned this because somebody got in touch and said, did you get the book that I sent you? And sometimes I get a little slip in them saying like who they're from, sometimes I don't. And I never like to sort of, also if someone sent their name but I can't find them on Instagram, or I can't find them, I never want to like out people and say, oh, so-and-so sent me this book. Like, I'd rather just say thank you to that person. So if you are one of those people and I haven't been able to, if you're seeing a book that you sent me and I haven't thanked you, please do get in touch, because it might just be that I haven't been able to contact you because I can't find you on Instagram, or I haven't got the slip in it or whatever. But the main thing is, thank you so much. It's been amazing receiving these Christmassy books. So, first of all, Pride and Prejudice and Mistletoe by Melissa de la Cruz. This is a retelling, a Christmas retelling of Pride and Prejudice. Imagine, my friend Emma was around here last night, and one of her favourite books is Pride and Prejudice, and I was thinking I might read this early doors, and then I can then go on and give this to her to read as well, because she will love this. But yeah, Darcy Fitzwilliam simply doesn't have time to fall in love, but this Christmas a kiss under the mistletoe will change everything. A partner at a major New York hedge fund, Darcy's only serious relationship is with her work cell phone. Spoiler alert, Darcy's a woman. The truth is she's too busy being successful and making money to have time for romance and Christmas cheer. But this year Darcy is coming home to Pemberley, Ohio for the holidays. There she runs into her old neighbour and high school foe, Luke Bennett. Oh, this is exciting, it's gender flipped as well. The oldest of 5 wayward brothers. When Darcy's enmity with Luke is reopened, along with a hefty dollop of sexual chemistry, hubba hubba, well, sparks are sure to fly. Can Darcy fall in love, or will her pride and Luke's prejudice against big city girls stand in their way? Oh, that's amazing. Oh my god, I can't wait to read that. I cannot wait to read that. Then I've got another one. I did mention this book. I showed it in my end of the year book tag, because this is one that's been sent to me by one of you kind folk, and I'm really excited to read it. And it is A Christmas to Remember by Anton de Beek. Anton de Beek, he's a ballroom dancer on like my favourite TV programme, Strictly Come Dancing. And yeah, this sounds amazing. It's set in London in 1938 in a hotel, and there's one of the chambermaids that works there, Nancy Nettleton, has fallen in love with the debonair dancer Raymond de Guise. Anton de Beek. Sounds similar, don't they? And as the festive season approaches, life at the hotel is getting more and more sort of hectic and things. I love books set at hotels. I love the Nevermore series, and that's set at a hotel. I've also read a book by Mark Watson that's set at a hotel. I just think you can get a real good cast of characters in hotel books, of people who come in to stay there, people who work there, etc. Yeah, I can't wait to read this as well. I'm so excited, I can't wait to read this as well. And then I've got Christmas in the Alps by Melody Carson. From what I understand, Melody Carson, she's a big Christmas novella writer. I hadn't heard of her until this year, but I love this front cover with that lovely scene there. And this is, oh, the inside of this feels so nice. After a time of heartache and loss, Simone Winthrop discovers a tantalising letter from her French great-grandmother, which seems to suggest that Simone is heir to a family treasure. Ever practical, Simone assumes the claim is baseless, but her best friend encourages her to go and find out for sure. Despite her deep-rooted fear of flying, she boards a jet and travels to Paris at Christmas time to uncover the truth. During the long flight, Simone meets the charming Kyle Larson, who's on his way to France to become an apprentice clockmaker. Though they abruptly part ways, an unexpected rendezvous in the French Alps at Simone's family clock factory, I mean, of course, may lead to the discovery of a family treasure and so much more. So yeah, that sounds lovely too. I don't read much romance and things like that, but around Christmas time, they seem to be the books that are available to me, and I'm really up for reading some this year. And then the last 2 books I've got are picture books. First one, The Christmas Pine by Julia Donaldson, Victoria Sandoy. I think Victoria Sandoy might be the illustrator, But yeah, Julia Dollton, I mentioned earlier, also the author of Squirrel's Snowman, but many books that are from my childhood. And yeah, it just looks so wintry and lovely, and a definite contender if you're thinking of buying little ones. Oh, I mean, look at this one. A nice Christmassy picture book this year. That might be the one. Itchy back. There we go. And then the last one is by Maggie O'Farrell. It's a picture book. I think this came out last year. This is Where Snow Angels Go, and this is illustrated by Daniela Jaglenka Terrazini. Maggie O'Farrell, I've loved her writing. This looks like a sort of picture book, but maybe for older younger readers. It's got big pages of illustrations and like lots of text. But yeah, that also looks lovely, but also quite fun, sort of like the way that the text is laid out on the page and things. Oh, I can't wait to read this as well. When you make an angel in the snow, it is yours forever. Oh, I've made lots of snow angels. One night, Sylvie wakes to find her room filled with silver light, her furniture covered with frost, and an unusual visitor standing beside her bed. Look at those lovely end papers as well. So there we go. Book haul for November. Thanks again to those who sent me a book off of my wish list. It's just lovely of you. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all again soon for another booktube video. I think my next video, to get you hyped for it, is going to be my wrap up of the Reading Women Challenge that I've taken part in this year. Yeah, I think I'm going to get that up this weekend. Something to look forward to, isn't it? Now I can just go and sit with my... I also, like, my curly hair goes quite well with my Grecian headband, wouldn't you say? See you all again soon for another booktube video. Goodbye!